Hello everyone and welcome to Lucky Loaders 15, where I'll be giving you my Each Way Lucky 15 tips for tomorrow's horse racing action. Before I get into those, I just want to say today was a little bit better for us. We had a winner and also as well two placed efforts from our selections down at Turffontein in South Africa. A little bit better. Depending on what odds you got, you might have got about a small profit or round about even money or a small loss. It was one of those kind of days where it was a small margins up or down. So yeah, depending on what prices you got, I would say you probably just about broke even. But yeah, it was a little bit better today, and hopefully we can continue the form going in tomorrow and do a little bit better. And we've actually got Irish racing tomorrow, and most of our selections are going to be focusing on the card at Dundalk, which is for the racing in the afternoon. I'll get into those in a minute, but our first leg tomorrow is actually going to come from Australia at Moonee Valley, where they've actually got some good racing in Australia coming up. They've got quite a few Group 1s over there. And for the company I do a bit of work for, I've been doing some research on this today, and I felt confident to put up a selection. And in the 9:30 tomorrow, that's 9:30 in the morning, it's a bit earlier than we're used to over here in Britain, in the William Reid Group 1 stakes, I thought I found a nice horse here called Bivouac. Now, if you're not familiar with Australian racing, this horse could be a star in the making. He's a 3-year-old colt, and he won very impressively last time to win a Group 1 in the Newmarket handicap at Flemington. And he's trained by James Cummins, and Hugh Bowman is but for the ride. They're a really solid combination when it comes to Australian racing, and they're going to be in the colours of Godolphin. And it'll be interesting to see how he gets on tomorrow, because the way he won last time was very impressive. In the last furlong, he was going away. You can watch the replay on YouTube. If you just type in Newmarket Handicap and put in Flemington, you should be able to come up with the video and see his impact on what he did last time out. It was really impressive, and he's meeting a few of these rivals tomorrow, like Loving Gabby, and he was well clear of her that day, who finished in second place. So you've got to think he's got a strong chance tomorrow. He's been maybe a little bit unlucky in some of his races. He's been favourite on a lot of those, but he's had his excuses. And I think tomorrow, if he's learned from that run and he's going to continue, he could be a star in the making, and we could maybe possibly see him come over here if British racing can get underway this summer, because this race has actually thrown up a couple of Royal Ascot winners in the last decade or so. You had a horse called Miss Andretti come over and win at Royal Ascot. I believe she won the King's Stand in about 2007, and then Black Caviar won this race in 2012 and then came over to win the Diamond Jubilee Stakes at Royal Ascot. So it can be a race to follow for potential British conquests later on in the year. Maybe they might come over for a summer campaign, who knows. But yeah, I just thought this horse Bivouac tomorrow, he's around about 7-4 shot with places. I think he's a solid favourite tomorrow, and if he'd learnt from his run last time and continues that form, he's going to be a major danger tomorrow. We then go over the Irish Sea for some more familiar race in Dundalk in the 4 o'clock with our second selection, with a horse called Irradiate, I think that's how you pronounce it. Anyway, the written spelling of it will be in the description box below. Round about a 5-1 shot with some bookmakers, trained by Jason O'Brien and Mike Shees, booked for the ride tomorrow, claiming a handy £7 off the horse's back. This horse is a daughter of Australia, and Australia's progeny normally tend to come on for their experiences. I'm just getting to that age now, being a 4-year-old, where you probably start to see that improvement come through. And this horse, I didn't start racing until last summer, and it's taken her a while to adapt, but she's been holding her form this winter throughout the meetings at Dundalk. She had a course win at the track, that was over 2 miles, and she's dropping back tomorrow over 1.5 miles, and she's got plenty of stamina, and I think with a good draw and still one, they'll probably put her handy, and I think she'll be able to use that stamina to good advantage, and I think she's got a really strong chance of going very close tomorrow. So that would be my tip there. Our third leg, we stay at Dundalk with a horse in the 4:30 called Fit for Function. Now this horse is 13-2 bookmakers, and the bookmakers of Coral, Ladbrokes, and also as well William Hill are offering 4 places on the race. This horse, he's not an improver, he's a bit of a veteran now, getting on, 7 years old, but he's been running really well of late. He finished 3rd here last week on Friday when staying on really strongly over a trip that was probably a little bit too short for him. He's going to be ridden by Gary Carroll tomorrow, knows him well, for Joseph Murphy. And with that small team in relatively good form, they're operating at a 33% strike rate, 1 winner from 3 runners. They're probably going to come in here tomorrow fancying their chances. On off his mark of 67, he still looks well treated, and for me, I think he's got a massive chance of going very close. We then go with our last selection in the 5 o'clock with a horse called Lequinto. This horse is around about 3-1 shot with best odds I've seen out there so far. Again, the same bookmakers are paying the 4 places if you're doing Each Way Lucky15, so I strongly recommend to do that. Now, this horse was really eye-catching on his last start. After making his first start for quite a while, he had a bit of a break, and he was eye-catching, finishing in 3rd place in the hands of Wayne Lorden for Daniel O'Sullivan. Wayne Lorden is one of the top Irish riders, and he's actually booked again tomorrow. And this horse, off a mark of 58, you like to think he's got a bit more improvement. He's only a 3-year-old, so he still looks like he's going to have a bit more scope to offer. And at the price of 3-1, I know he'll be probably quite short come post time tomorrow, but I really fancy his chances of going very close. So for me, that's going to be our last selection in our Each Way Lucky15. So that's what I've got to say for tomorrow's picks. If you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button below for more videos here on my YouTube channel of Lucky Loaders 15. You can also follow me on Twitter as well using the same handle at Lucky Loaders 15. You can also check out my website for more information about myself using the name www.chrisloaderracing.co.uk. And that's all I've got to say. So please gamble responsibly, and we'll be seeing you soon.